the criminal justice system, the people,
Pimps, addicts, thieves, bums, winos, girls who can't keep an address, and men who don't care.
are represented by two separate yet equally important groups.
A cop, a flatfoot, a bull, a dick, John Law, you're the fuzz, the heat, you're poison, you're trouble, you're bad news.
These are their stories.
This guy pulled off a daring heist of one of the highest profile paintings in modern history. I'm talking about the Edvard Munch masterpiece called The Scream. There he is, Paul Enger. P-A-A-L-E-N-G-E-R. He's a Norwegian guy. He's just passed away, but boy, he really knocked down some lawlessness before he took the big trip. He was someone who grew up kind of working the streets, and let's just say he worked outside the law a lot. He played soccer and was into a lot of the flashy stuff, cars, boats, etc. as a young man. When, he says, I had the most beautiful women in the world in Oslo, but I wanted more. Specifically, he wanted the Edvard Munch painting, The Scream. Edvard Munch, very famous painter, and The Scream is sort of viewed as Norway's Mona Lisa. Okay, think of it that way. It's one of the most recognizable and reproduced paintings in the world. So the Scream sits in a gallery, and it's really well guarded. So it's kind of crazy that this guy put together a caper. Can you show them the Scream? You can see it there actually on the easel. Sorry about that, Tony. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So the museum in Oslo, they became vulnerable to Mr. Enger, as he's referred to, because he and his friend and longtime partner in crime, a guy named Bjorn Greidal, slipped through a window at the Munch Museum in Oslo, and they stole The Scream. Now, there are several versions of The Scream, I think. So they got a version of The Scream. They got it at this gallery. That's you'd think the one thing, it really is like the Mona Lisa.
You said it was well guarded.
Right.
Maybe you'd slip through a window and grab it. That's not well guarded.
I mean, what is that staff meeting like afterward? Guys, I need everybody in. It's my fault. I should have probably made a bigger deal out of The Scream. It's the big thing that ever the tourists come here to see.
It's crazy.
So what happened is, to make a long story longer, they broke in, they got another Munch painting, but they didn't get The Scream, and he was so bummed about that he went back in and he got The Scream, and he essentially hung on to The Scream until he was found out as the guy who stole The Scream. And as it turns out, he had put The Scream right above like the ceiling board. So when the cops were there, he said, I really delighted in the fact that while they were questioning me about The Scream and do I know the whereabouts, that it was right above them, like 3 feet above them. So
he's evil.
He really is. But he got into the gallery to get The Scream the old-fashioned way. He clambered up a ladder outside of the National Gallery in Oslo. He smashed a window, slipped in, and within 50 seconds, slipped out with the museum's version of The Scream. It was valued at about $55 million at the time.
Oh, man.
They left behind their ladder, their wire cutters, and a note. The note said, 1,000 thanks for your poor security.
Seriously?
Yeah, I mean, that's a...
Good day, sir!
That's
that
right.
takes some cojones to leave a nasty note? Is it enough to just steal the painting? You've got to, add insult to injury?
So it's funny you say that because he said later, I don't think I really understood completely how much it meant for the National Gallery, the police, and everyone. I made a fool of them on national TV. And meantime, though, they couldn't find him. They never really did sleuth exactly where it had ended up, but the thing that did him in is a gallery, I believe it was the Getty Gallery in California, expressed interest in buying the Scream from an art dealer who was connected to him. And that was the beginning of the undoing and the revealing of who actually had it.
See, that's dumb criminal behavior, because you know the art world is looking for it. You can't sell that thing. So if you steal it, it has to be just for your own personal enjoyment, because it's not going anywhere. It's like a lead balloon. You can't get rid of it.
Yeah, Kim's right. You should think, part of the caper is thinking about unloading the hot stuff. Right. The sentencing for him, I thought you might be curious. How much do you think he was sentenced to after all of that? He's stolen, as I say, the Norwegian Mona Lisa. Anybody want to take a guess at what? That's right. How much time did he get? In 1996, he was sentenced.
Is it 25 years?
I think 25 years would have been 5 years, says Grant Johnston, and 5 years, I'm going to give it to you, Grant. It is 6 years and 3 months.
That's it?
And while he was in prison during the 3 months and 6 years, he took up what? If you guess painting. That's Law and Disorder for today.
Tune in again next time for more Law and Disorder on The Mark Thompson Show.
All right, that's it. Let's roll. Hey, let's be careful out there.
Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell. You'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.